Hello makers, and welcome back to my channel. Now, in my previous video, which you may have seen, hopefully, I made a wine rack. Now, the main reason for that was that I've started making my own wine and I made a kit. So just quite straightforward to begin with. I've got some other wine brewing at the minute as well, but this was the first lot that I made. And here's one of the bottles. So yeah, just printed the label quickly on the computer. So yeah, here's the video of what I did. So what got me onto originally thinking about making some wine was I was rooting around in the attic, and I found a load of equipment that my dad had like 30 years ago when he used to make wine himself. So some of this is pretty ancient. Look at that, $1.99. I don't think Boots even does brewing stuff now. And there's an old filter, which surprisingly you can still get the filter pads for, which we did eventually from eBay, which is pretty good. Eventually I had to throw this hydrometer away because it didn't seem to work at all, and all these chemicals and like the powder and stuff, we ended up throwing that away because yeah, it was ancient. That 55p from Woolies, which has been closed for like 12 years. So yeah, we went to Wilko's and got some equipment. So got a few demijohns and a couple of fermenting bins. We didn't use the bins on this project, but we will do later on. Bottle brush handy, of course. Plastic spoon, a siphon, yeah, which is essential. We'll see that being used later on. Straining bag, don't use this. Don't use that for this kit, but we will do later on. Airlock with rubber bungs. Yeah, and corks and a funnel, of course, and so a plastic jug. So the jug and the funnel only get used for the brewing, and a thermometer, of course, because you've got to be really specific with the temperatures that you use. That was sodium metabisulfate, so you've got to sterilise everything. That's like the most essential thing, really. So yeah, it's a kit. It's a Rosé wine kit from Wilko's, which is quite a large sort of homeware store in the UK. Lots of branches, so quite handy to get to. So yeah, I'm just sterilising the demijohn there with. I put some sodium metabisulfite in. Just give it a bit of a rinse as well. So I think I might have put a little bit too much in there, but this is the first time that I'd made any wine or anything. I've made a couple more since, and you sort of get a bit more efficient with how you do things. So the sodium metabisulfite, that's okay to reuse it because it wasn't dirty inside. It just needed sterilising. So I saved some of that because obviously I need to sterilise the airlock and other things. So yeah, essentially the main component of the kit is a tin of grape concentrate. So yeah, you just open it like any other tin of food. So just gonna get a can opener and yeah, I'll eventually pour that in. But yeah, it was weird. It sort of smelt just really strongly of, well, grapes, which is a bit obvious really, but kind of a winey sort of smell. But yeah, so I've sterilised that funnel as well, obviously, because everything needs to be sterilised, because you don't want bacteria getting in and messing up your ferments when you don't want it to. You just want the yeast acting on the sugars. You don't want any acetobacter turning your alcohol into vinegar before you get a chance to drink it. So with the kit, you put the grape concentrate in, and then you fill it up to a certain amount. I think it was 1.8 litres. And then you just put some sugar in. It says brewing sugar. I just use normal granulated, which there is a slight difference, but the brewing sugar is a lot more expensive, and ultimately I don't think there's much of a difference in the end. So I'm just popping the yeast and the I've got a packet of nutrient there as well. We didn't look at the first packet, but yeah, it's Nutrifine. So yeah, that's sort of like essential, I guess, like minerals and stuff that the yeast needs that is not in the grape juice. So yeah, the demijohn's about half full because it will froth up a lot, as you'll see later on. But yeah, sort of half fill the airlock. I messed up a little bit there because as I said, it's the first time doing things, and really I should put the airlock in the bung before I put it in the demijohn. So I think I adjusted it later on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so obviously that can sort of be pressed in a little bit better. But yeah, that's all mixed in. I'll leave it. So after 3 days, you have to add another. I think it was 1.8 or 2 litres of water, which that takes it nearly to the top of the demijohn. And you will see later on that, well, it looks quite active there, but it certainly gets a lot more active afterwards as well, because it does bubble up a little bit into the airlock, which I think was fine. I don't think it really affected the fermentation too much. I mean, as you saw in the intro, the bottled wine seems to be fine, but so there's my dad giving me a hand. So I guess that's just that's the first packet of the finings. So there was 2 packets. There was like a powder, which I think that's the stabilizer. So that's what kills off any remaining yeast. So that just needed to be stirred in with some water. So yeah, as you can see, the ferment really did bubble up, and sort of got a bit messy. But yeah, the stabilizer's in, and these are the actual finings, which is, well, it says contains crustaceans, which I don't know. I don't care to think what's in it, but I think what they use for beer comes from the swim bladder of fishes. Is it isinglass? It sounds something like that. It sounds like an Icelandic word to me. But yeah, obviously it doesn't taste fishy, but that's just, that's where they extract the ingredients from. So yeah, just give that a bit of a swirl around, and so this is when the fermentation is done and the finings have worked. And just want to clean the bottles. So that lovely yellow and blue thing on the table is a bottle drainer, which I thought, oh yeah, it's one of those things I don't really need, but actually it's really handy. So it's something that I use when I've been making pop as well. So we'll see another video where I make ginger beer. And I've been trying to make root beer, and well, maybe not as successfully, but yeah, it's really handy for things like that. Now, I use that filter, that's just at the end of the siphon. I put a filter pad in, and I'm siphoning it from the demijohn, making sure not to get any of the sediment. And it's all siphoned in now into the bottles. I mean, I got 5 3/4 bottles, and now I just need to put corks in with this lovely machine. It's pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't too sure to begin with, obviously, because I'm essentially hammering a glass bottle. But I used the rubber mallet, and yeah, it was fine because I don't really noticed earlier on, but those corks have like a silicone lubricant on them, so yeah, they go in pretty well. And yeah, so we're towards the end now, and I am just putting on sort of shrinkable foil um, wraps on the bottles, just so that it looks nice. And I mean, they were in the they were in that load of stuff that I found in the attic, so we may as well use it. And it was also a good excuse to buy a hot air gun. So yeah, we shall see that in a minute. Yeah, there we go. So I put that on the medium setting, and yeah, so that just shrinks those foils onto there. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Um, if you have any comments, please leave them below. Obviously, subscribe if you'd like to be made aware of new uploads, and like or dislike. I mean, apparently they both work the same. It's viewer interaction from according to YouTube. So yeah, there we go. A few more projects coming up, so it's not all wine making related. I've got an Arduino project coming up to do with a weather station that I want to build, and there's a few other things as well. So yeah, thanks for watching.